Hello, this is Claus Jensen presenting Game 8 of the Anand Gelfand match. And yesterday Gelfand won the first game of the match after a very poor performance by Anand. And the big question is, was he influenced by the critique of Kasparov? Well, I think it could very well be so. So today Anand had to find a way to hopefully strike back with the white pieces. And Anand opened the game 1d4. And being under pressure, Anand judges that he'd rather try his luck against the Grünfeld than the Sveshnikov Sicilian from Game 5. Knight f6, c4, g6, and again Anand plays f3. Perhaps he has a different idea in mind this time. Well, we don't know because Gelfand didn't play d5 as he did in Game 4. He played c5 here. And then Anand played d5, d6, e4, bishop g7, knight e2, castles, and now after knight e to c3, it's almost like a King's Indian same-ish variation. Very surprising, very refreshing, I would say. Knight h5, and I think, knight h5, and I think we are already out of book now. Bishop g5. I don't know exactly what to expect from Gelfand in this position. But I'm sure that I didn't expect bishop f6, which looks like a very interesting idea, and I thought, okay, maybe he closes the center after bishop takes and knight takes, bishop d3 or something, and then e5. And then if Ampasang here, and then f takes e6, that would be okay for Gelfand, but he didn't recapture with the knight after bishop takes f6. He recaptured with the pawn. E takes f6, queen d2, and then f5. Very interesting idea from Gelfand. But hey, Anand can just take now, and now bishop recapture fails to g4. So e takes f5 from Anand, bishop takes f5 and g4. And has Gelfand blundered here? His pieces are forked by the pawn on g4, but of course he hasn't blundered because Gelfand has bishop takes b1. And in the game he inserted a check first, so rook e8 check, king d1, and then bishop takes b1. And rook takes b1. And by unusual opening play from Gelfand, he has in fact obtained a perfectly playable position for black. White has lost the right to castle. He has pushed his kingside pawns early on, and the white bishop is quite bad. Black has no real weaknesses, and the knight seem to be fine in a position like this. But as the previous moves already indicated, Gelfand plays this game with more risk, and perhaps because he has more confidence than he did in the previous games, and he now plays the very tempting move. First, let's see, knight f6, or perhaps knight g7 would lead to a perfectly playable position for Gelfand. But he plays queen f6 here, and of course this is eyeing the f3 pawn and taking advantage of this weakening g4 move from Anand. But Anand takes on h5 anyways, and now of course Gelfand took on f3 with a fork on the king and the rook, and king c2, queen takes h1, and wow, this is some game. Gelfand has won the exchange, and is he on his way to a second consecutive win, or has he overlooked something? Well, unfortunately for Gelfand, he did overlook something, and I'm sure that at this point you can spot the problem for black here. I'm sure you have seen by now that the next move from Anand is queen f2, and this is in fact trapping Gelfand's queen. So instead of winning the exchange, Gelfand has to give up material to save his queen. And the best continuation for Gelfand would be knight c6, d takes, queen c6. And this is perhaps not catastrophic, and surely you and I would have played on as black. But at world-class level, this is of course winning for white. So actually, after queen f2, Gelfand resigned the game at move 17. So now the match is back at level terms after this historical win in only 17 moves for Anand. And I haven't checked, but surely this could be the shortest World Championship game of all time. Thanks for watching this video, and please visit my website at klausjensen.com for more chess. And I'm looking forward to the next games in this very interesting second half of the 2012 World Chess Championship match. Bye bye for now.